All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krueg Show with a little 49er video as we do a deep dive on the newest 49er, Equanimeous St. Brown. We'll talk about him coming up next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. We're also brought to you by Claw Daddy Arcades. They're a great follow on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. Brand new locations opening later on this year at both Capitola Mall and Visalia Mall. So thanks to Claw Daddy Arcades for being a proud sponsor of the Krueg Show. And there are links in the description for all of our sponsors. All right, let's talk about the newest 49er. The Niners have signed wide receiver Equanimeous St. Brown. What a great name that is, Equanimeous St. Brown. So the Niners, with the injuries and what's going on at wide receiver, obviously they traded Deebo Samuel. They've got Brandon Ayuk, but there's no timetable on his return. I would imagine it's not going to be till November. You have Ricky Pearsall, who hurt his hamstring at the OTAs, who's not quite ready to go. And then you've got young receivers like Jacob Cowing and Jordan Watkins on Isaiah Nayer, Junior Bergen. So the 49ers are a little bereft of talent at wide receiver. So they worked out 6 wide receivers. And today they signed Equanimeous St. Brown. Now, who are the other receivers they worked out? They worked out Quintez Cephas from Wisconsin, who's very athletic, but ran in a very slow time, like in the 4.7s. Grant DeBose, who played at North Carolina Charlotte, kind of a tall, angular receiver, 6'2", not a burner, about 4.59. Ramel Caton, who's a pretty good athlete from the University of Tennessee. Stanley Morgan from Nebraska, as well as Brandon Powell, who played collegiately at Florida, and you probably remember him mostly with the Minnesota Vikings, and Equanimeous. And then they signed Equanimeous St. Brown to a 1-year deal. Now, it's most likely he's a camp body. Most likely he's going to be cut at the end of camp, but it's an interesting signing nonetheless. This is a big receiver who's got some talent and has some ability. 6'5", about 215 pounds. When he came out of Notre Dame, he ran 4.48. And not just 4.48, he's not just got long speed, he actually had quickness. He had a 1.54 10-yard split. So he's very quick. Definitely well above average speed, especially for a 6'5", 215-pound receiver. So he is the older brother of Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's a great receiver, one of the best receivers in pro football for the Detroit Lions. So Equanimeous, I mean, if you know the story of the St. Browns, 3 brothers that all played football. Amon-Ra is the best of them. He played at USC. He's a star in the NFL. Then you have Osiris, who played at Stanford. And then you have Equanimeous, who played at Notre Dame. And Equanimeous also has a lot of talent, but really hasn't had the pro career that a lot of people thought he was going to have. This guy left Notre Dame a year early. He left after his junior year to pursue the NFL, and it just hasn't quite worked out. And we'll see if Equanimeous can make some noise here in this 49er offense. He's a big receiver with a lot of talent. So the mom is from Germany, and the kids, all 3 brothers, have dual citizenship in Germany and in the U.S. The father is John Brown, who's former Mr. Universe, who's just, committed his life to physical fitness, and he trained his sons hard. I mean, he really has. And I've seen all kinds of videos of them working out. And dad was tough on these guys. Dad's tough. And he raised some really great athletes here. And Equanimeous, well, as I said, went to Notre Dame. Amon-Ra went to SC. Osiris is the younger one, went to Stanford. Equanimeous was the older brother. He went to Notre Dame. They all are from Southern California. He went to, I believe, Savite High School in Anaheim, 4-star high school recruit coming out. Chose Notre Dame. Equanimeous did over several schools. He had full ride offers to Cal, ASU, UCLA, Northwestern, LSU, Utah, and others offered him full ride scholarships, and he chose Notre Dame. So he went to go played for Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, And as I said, he entered the NFL draft after his junior year. Had a really good career at Notre Dame. I think he had 19 total touchdowns, 13 receiving. He did have a serious ankle injury in 2019. That was in the preseason in the NFL, and that put him on season-ending IR. So he missed the 2019 season with that ankle injury. At first, they thought it was a broken ankle. Then they called it a high ankle sprain. But nonetheless, they put him on season-ending IR. He's played 62 NFL games, including 3 NFL playoff games. He's made 28 starts. He's only scored 2 career touchdowns. In the 3 NFL playoff games that Equanimeous played in, he caught 2 balls for 37 yards. So, really interesting player, very smart. As I said, he speaks fluent German, fluent French, and, of course, English. So he speaks 3 languages, very athletic, runs sub 4.5. As I said, he left Notre Dame early because he thought he was going to be a star, and it just didn't work out. Now he's played in the NFL for the Bears, for the Saints, and this is probably his last go-around at an NFL opportunity. So I think it's an interesting signing. I mean, one, because he's got some size. He's got some ability. It's not like this guy is some guy who can't run. He's a big guy who can run. And not only that, I mean, the 49ers really, the one thing they demand of their receivers is they block in the run game. And if there's one thing you can say absolutely definitively about Equanimeous St. Brown, he will block in the run game. And he's kind of proven it in his career. He will block in the run game. He's a big body. He will get after it. So interesting player, big athletic player. The physical profile coming out of Notre Dame was really significant. We're talking about 6'4 3/4, 214 pounds, 33-inch arms, 9 3/4-inch hand, 4.48 speed. So that's good. 154 on the 10-yard split. That's a good number. 34.5-inch vertical. That's a good number. And 20 reps of 225. So, and he's done some things, by the way, against the Niners. If you go back to his days with Green Bay, he had a Monday nighter against the Niners that he made a big 19-yard catch that set up the game-winning field goal for Mason Crosby. And he finished his rookie year with 21 receptions for 328 yards in 12 games, 7 starts. And then during that preseason game against the Raiders in August of 2019, he had a very serious ankle injury. They called it a high ankle sprain. Packers placed him on IR and kind of derailed his opportunity. Wound up going to the Bears, then was with New Orleans, and now is getting the opportunity with the 49ers. So big athletic, smart receiver who can block in the run game and has some potential. He's a camp body. He's most likely not going to make the team, but I'll be interested to see what he looks like in the preseason. And if you told me that this guy, shined a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised. He's athletic. He's motivated. He's got the experience. Depending on what kind of condition he's in, really will speak volumes. We'll know right away if Equanimeous has any shot, because if he comes in just awesome shape, then maybe he's super fired up for what looks like his final opportunity at an NFL career. If he comes in just looks in marginal shape, then he's just stopping by the Niners on his way out of the league. But interesting signing, to say the least. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueg Show. Thanks to our good friends at Clawdaddy Arcades. There's links in the description for all of our sponsors. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.